Top 20 Uber interview questions and answers. Do you want to make a living working at Uber as a driver, customer care representative, or manager? Look no further. This article will cover a few questions that you are likely to be asked in an Uber interview. 1. Why do you want to work for us? This is a chance to tell your potential employer what you find attractive about them. You should praise Uber for something. Convince the interviewer that Uber is your first choice and you love the company. Mention anything else that may have motivated you to apply for this position. Sample answer. I got a recommendation from a friend who works for you. He is always praising how you are focused on quality and innovation, which I can confirm given that I have been using your services for quite some time. I would therefore like to be part of something great. You can point out any other specific thing about the company, such as their customer service or applications. Just make sure that you have a good explanation. 2. Could you please share with us your experience in this field? The answer to this question depends on the job you are applying for. If you are looking for a customer service position, you should tell the interviewer about your experience with customer service. The same also applies to a driver or managerial position with Uber. All in all, talk about some of the roles, jobs, or achievements related to your target position. Sample answer. I have been a professional driver for 8 years. I started shortly after college as a taxi driver, which went on for 4 years. I have since worked for companies, schools, and even hospitals. I decided to venture into the online taxi business around 2 years ago, which has taught me a lot of lessons. This is just an overview. You can be as detailed as you want. 3. What do you understand by excellent customer service? You should keep in mind that Uber is interested in gaining loyal customers through its services, just like any business. You must therefore convince the interviewer that you can treat customers well and satisfy them. This is constant whether you work as a driver, food delivery personnel, or a mobile app developer. Show that you are obsessed with leaving the customer fulfilled. Sample answer. My definition of excellent customer service is meeting and exceeding customer expectations. I constantly have the customers in my mind and tailor all my activities towards making them happy. Customers need to be listened to and taken seriously. Excellent customer service is, therefore, leaving the customer happy and satisfied with every interaction. 4. Can you deal with several requests simultaneously? If possible, share with us how you normally manage that. It does not matter whether you will be driving for Uber or working as a project member for their Agile team. Walk the interviewer through how you usually handle many projects at a time. Highlight your prioritization skills. Sample answer. I usually use a simple approach that helps me manage several requests. I believe in a first in, first out technique where I work on tasks as they appear on my to-do list. I do not, therefore, waste time thinking of what I should first tackle. It is also pretty effective since no task stays on my table for too long. I am also a good planner and organizer, which makes me even more efficient in my work. 5. Have you ever had to be innovative at work? Can you share an experience, if any? As a company that appreciates innovation, Uber is always trying to improve its operations day in and day out. It will therefore be an added advantage if you can contribute positively by presenting new ideas. Your reply should show a great deal of enthusiasm and a willingness to do even more. However, don't feel too pressured to give an experience if you do not have one. Employers also understand that you may be too afraid to try something new. Sample answer. When working as a delivery guy for an eatery, some distant customers were always complaining that the food was cold by the time it got to them. I insulated my delivery box to enable them get warm food in every delivery. 6. What would you do if a supervisor's request goes against Uber's work policies? This question is generally asked for driving jobs or manual labor positions with Uber. You need to understand that nothing is bigger than Uber's policies and regulations, not even the supervisor. You must therefore turn down any request that violates them. Your answer will also tell the interviewer how law-abiding you are. Sample answer. I will turn down the request and quote the policy when giving a reason. I understand how important it is to stick to the policies and regulations issued by the company. If the supervisor keeps pressing me, I will refuse and notify the compliance officer or senior official. You must show that you will not blindly submit to your supervisor. 7. What do you intend to accomplish working for us? Like some of the questions we have answered, Your answer will depend on the job position you are interviewing for. Your answer should show that you have the customer's interests at heart. Remember to set realistic standards. Sample answer: I only intend to accomplish a few essential things in my time here. I just want to be at my best, do an excellent job, make my customers feel valued, and get the satisfaction I need in a job. I enjoy doing what I do daily, and I am therefore okay with these few accomplishments. 8. Have you ever been forced to work twice as hard just to impress a customer? Uber, and generally employers, do not care about your ego. They want you to do whatever it takes to win the market and build a loyal network of customers. When working for companies such as Uber, you are exposed to all kinds of people. You should therefore be ready for all types of responses. Your experience should convince your interviewer that you can go above and beyond to win a customer's heart. Sample answer: I once has a bad day but got a customer who was complaining throughout the entire trip. Being a patient and empathetic person, I gave him a listening ear and attended to all his requests in the 1-hour drive. I even offered to open the door for him so that he could alight. When I met him a month later, he apologized for being so demanding and arrogant, citing a bad day too, and thanked me for my understanding. 9. We value privacy and confidentiality as a company. Will you sign a non-disclosure agreement if you get this job? Most software and technology companies require their employees to sign a non-disclosure agreement since they may have access to trade secrets and other information that should not be in the limelight. You should therefore be ready to sign one if offered. Sample answer: Having signed non-disclosure agreements in the past, I understand how important they are. I am therefore more than willing to cooperate and sign one if I get the job. 10. Share with us the most interesting project you were part of in the last 1 year. What did you learn? This is a chance to tell the interviewer an exciting project you undertook in the last year and your biggest takeaway. Remember, there is no right or wrong answer since your experiences are personal. However, try to sell your skills, abilities, or even personality. Sample answer: I was part of a project dubbed Drivers for Change, where we drove around visiting children's homes, interacting with the children, and giving our contributions. Even though we did not earn from it given that it was for charity purposes, I learned the importance of giving back to society. It was also a highly fulfilling experience. 11. We keep on introducing new technologies and trends. How will you keep up with them? The interviewer wants to know if you will be passionate enough about this industry once given a chance. Your answer should therefore tell how you usually stay on top of industry trends. You should mention all the sources that brief you of any new development. Sample answer: I usually keep abreast of new technologies or trends through several sources. I read newsletters and follow several industry leaders. In this case, I will go through your blog and turn my notification on for any news to keep updated. I will also read many Uber-related articles and check your social media handles. 12. What skills are required for this job? Once again, your answer will depend on the job you are applying for. If you want to be an Uber driver, you should mention the requisite qualities. The same also applies to a food delivery agent, developer, or customer service representative at Uber. You should always have the answer to such questions at your fingertips. Sample answer: A customer care representative in your company requires high emotional intelligence, a positive attitude, excellent communication and problem-solving skills, and high degrees of flexibility and adaptability. Another essential quality is familiarity and passion for the company's products and services. 13. Mention a time that you failed in this role. What did you learn? Failure is inevitable. Instead of focusing on the incident itself, you should always be more concerned with the lesson you learned. Mention an experience where things did not go your way, and you ended up disappointed. You should mainly highlight the lesson you learned. Remember, your answer will be based on the position you are interviewing for. Sample answer: While working as a software engineer in an IT company, I tried to modify an existing application. Instead of becoming better, the user interface ended up being more complicated, forcing me to undo whatever I had done. This experience taught me to always have the majority of the end consumers in mind before effecting a change or performing a modification. 14. What do you know about Uber? This is one of the most asked questions in Uber interviews. It would help if you took time to find out as much information as possible about your potential employer. Uber is one of the biggest online transport companies globally, and therefore, You should know a few things about it. Use this chance to show the interviewer just how enthusiastic you are. Sample answer. You are an American technology company founded in 2009 and offers a range of services such as ride-hailing, couriers, freight transportation, food delivery, and package delivery. Your partnership with Lime also saw you venture into electric bicycle and motorized scooter rental. You can go on and on provided that whatever you mention is true. 15. Why should we hire you at Uber? This is a chance to sell yourself and tell the interviewer what Uber stands to gain from your services. Remember, you are not the only candidate seeking a chance, and therefore, it would be better to mention qualities that make you outstanding. You should also research the company and discover some of the things it prides itself in and the type of employee it needs. Sample answer. I am an experienced software engineer with a deep appreciation for innovation and software development. I have worked for several companies in this industry and understand what Uber needs to keep up in the market. I have been using your services for quite some time and identified some areas I can help you improve if given a chance. 16. Mention a challenge you faced in your last role and how you solved it. This is a chance to prove to the job interviewer that you are a problem solver. Every employer wants a quality addition to their team of employees, and therefore, finding solutions to challenges increases your chances of landing the job. However, be careful not to mention a challenge that you caused. Sample answer. In my last role, I was working for a ride-hailing company. The main challenge that I faced was that most of my customers were older adults who needed support to get into and out of the car. To remedy this, I made my car more friendly through several installations and sliding doors, which significantly improved their experience. 17. What do you understand by our mission statement? This is where the interviewer will tell how much you know about the company. Uber's mission statement is "We ignite opportunities by setting the world on motion." Your job here is there to tell the interviewer what it means. Sample answer. Your mission statement highlights what Uber primarily focuses on: revolutionizing transportation to improve productivity and treating your customers to excellent services. 18. What are our values? Are you willing to uphold them? The interviewer wants to know if you understand the core principles of Uber and whether you can live up to them. This will also tell them just how much you know about the company. Remember, you cannot be a good employee if you cannot uphold your employer's values. Sample answer. I am willing to uphold your values. These are perseverance, doing the right thing, making bold bets, valuing ideas over hierarchy, acting like owners, being customer-obsessed, and building globally while living locally. 19. If you had a chance to meet our CEO, what are some of the improvements you would suggest he or she makes? You should view this question from the perspective of a customer. Mention some of the areas you feel Uber can better. It can either touch on their services, applications, or operations. Just show that you have been a reliable user. Sample answer. Uber is one of the most reliable service provision companies I have ever used. However, I would advise the CEO to widen your reach to certain areas, which will increase your profit margin and give more people a chance to enjoy your services. 20. How will you stay motivated when working for us? Being a big company, you may occasionally feel overwhelmed working for Uber. The interviewer must therefore know how you will manage to stay motivated during such times. Avoid mentioning money or material reasons in your answer. Sample answer. Working here will allow me to make a difference to the millions of your customers, which I believe will give me the push I need when things get tough. I have also always wanted to work here and wouldn't, therefore, struggle with motivation. Conclusion. These are just but a few questions that you should expect in an Uber interview. Remember, some of them will be position-specific, and therefore, even as you prepare for an interview, think about your target position.